Good evening, folks. Welcome back. It's a Thursday evening. It's 16th of July. So, as a follow up to yesterday, I was supposed to prepare few documentation regarding the app that I'm working on, and spent quite a lot of time last night. Like, in fact, like I started off writing about it on Saturday itself. But yesterday I spent some more time during the afternoon. I sent it to my sister for review, and as I told you, I think yesterday, my sister comes from a totally different mindset, and what she helped me out was like compressing the whole thing that I've written into probably half. I would literally say half. Like probably, I mean, the main document that I'm working on, there's a limitation on that it should be about 5,000 characters or something like that. Maybe I was close to that or slightly more than that. She literally brought it down to half. Okay, I have this habit of explaining things way too much in detail, be it in words or be it in the videos like this. Something which can be told in 3 minutes, I end up telling in 30 minutes. But same thing I did it even in the document. But she just like tried to make it like very script and to the point. She told like if really required, put an appendix in the end, just go in detail about it, but don't bring up all the story in the beginning itself. Like people might get distracted, or like they might not feel like continuing reading it. So just try to make it very script. If they really require, they'll come back to you, or they might look out for a way to get more information. So that happened, and then I just thought about it for some time. Like after all the review happened, there were two segments which were pending. One is the technical implementation. I had to write at least like a vague flowchart kind of a thing, which I had never done since I had thought about this idea. Second thing was about the business model of this whole application. So these two are the things which are not like my main strength. Okay, though I come from technical background, I just like I like to come up with ideas. I like to come up with flows, use cases, what if and what not, and failure condition, things like that. I never write it in a very schematic way and all. Though I like writing it, but I just don't do it quite frequently. So first I just thought like, okay, the business model is something which I had written on few points in my diary. So I just went back, put all of them in like a bullet points, like where you can make revenue out of it from this particular app, and how you can make money out of it. So basically there are two ways of using this app, and I primarily feel that it's a second way which will sort of like bring in the more revenue part, and the first way will be the first way of using this app is what I want to launch it with, so that it goes into the public, like people start using it, people start um, making in more use of it, or getting adapted to that. And like once we have more people into that system or into that app, that's when we can bring in the second aspect, or that's where we can reach out to get the second aspect of the app, and that's where is the whole revenue model. If I bring in the revenue model right from the day one, I'm pretty sure people will say like money is involved, and I don't want to be there. This is kind of the case that I see with one of these travel related app that I think I spoke a few days back, that I'm not really happy with their business model. They're charging about 7,500 rupees just because you have to start using it, and about 1,500 rupees of maintenance. The very moment you bring in money in the very first day, right? I don't know. I at least I'm not. I'm definitely I'm not comfortable going ahead with this particular whole system. Anyway, so business model thing is what I had. Then I started off doing this schematic diagram. So I reached out to my colleague, who kind of is good with this, because even in the previous hackathon and all, it was him who wrote the flow chart. So apparently he suggested me this tool called Lucid Charts, which is used to make flow diagrams, be it software flow diagrams, business flow diagrams, and all those stuff. So he gave me this. I spent some time just seeing I'm not really learning, but just seeing what all is there, what is not there. I just went through that initial tutorial part, what comes up as a splash screen, and eventually I did something. Somewhere I felt that I had to redo certain things. I deleted everything, redid everything. Maybe I spent about like half an hour or 45 minutes, but in the end I was happy that I could come up with what I wanted to showcase, at least in the proposal. It's not the complete picture, but at least it'll give a higher level of how the different types of users can use this app. Like basically, even if it is a phase one of my app, there are two different kinds of user that it is targeted for. So how both the types of user can use it is what I just showed it in the schematic way. So that came out well, and once I finished everything, I was just staring at it for a few minutes, and I was like, let me try to make it a little bit colorful. I just added a little bit of splash colors to it. That's typical me. And once I added color, then I realized like, okay, let me make it a gradient or 3D. So all those stuff that I ended up doing. Anyway, back to the point that I, as of last night or maybe like today morning 2 o'clock, finished the document. I will be submitting it for the contest probably on Saturday or maybe tomorrow. I'm as of now I'm not sure, but probably tomorrow evening, late in the evening, or Saturday um, afternoon is when I'm thinking about submitting it for the contest. But before that, uh, still some certain decisions are pending regarding how to make this whole idea protected and all those stuff. So that's a parallel discussion that's going on. So that's an update about this. I'm just hoping and praying it gets some good feedback and response. And I'm really not thinking about winning or anything about like it's very good. It's fantastic if it wins some prize, because end of the day prize means recognition from government of India. Prize means some amount of money, and the money is quite good there. Those things will definitely help. I'm not telling no, but I'm really eager to at least get through the first round wherein it's all internal judging, but it's in the second round wherein we are actually talking to specific industry experts, going and telling them why this is required, how it will make a difference and all, and I want to hear their feedback. So it's more of like winning. I'm just curious about knowing what people will feel, because most of the people I'm talking to about this are people around me, okay, and they might not be able to get the same type of feeling when they hear compared to what people from outside do. So I'm just curious to know how this will whole I'm just curious to know how this whole thing will work out. The last part is uh, I was in touch with this particular bag company. This company basically makes uh, bike bags, okay, tank bags, tail bags, saddle bags, and stuff like that. So I was specifically like last few weeks, I'm searching for something which I can mount on my carrier of the bike. Okay, it's not that always I want to take a tank bag. So I just wanted to see if I can put something on the tail portion of the bike, wherein I can probably put few things, at least like a water bottle and a cloth or some stuff which I can leave it there when I'm traveling out, and I don't have to worry about taking the bag along with me whenever I'm walking. I just want to leave it there. The thing with my tank bag is that once I stop somewhere, if I want to go for a walk, then I have to remove that and I have to wear it. So I just wanted to see if I can avoid something, and I was looking for something like a tail bag. So it happened like this company called Struts, which is a very old company. It's there from ages ago. Like they are into all this, the 100cc bikes. They make luggages for them, like good old days. And like even people use it now. So they have one small some box called Vault box. Okay, so I had seen that, but apparently it's not in stock now. Not even in the store in Bangalore or nor online. It's not there. So there are other third-party companies which have copied this idea and they're making it, but I just held on to myself. So this box suits the need, but it is slightly big. It's almost like the size of your laptop, but you just fit it into the carrier and leave it. Now while searching, I bumped into another company whose tank bag what I use, the Guardian Gears company. So I reached out to them asking if they have anything specific like that, and they in turn replied like they just launched recently, like a few weeks back, launched um, a carrier bag. I think they call it cliff bag or something like that. So they launched it, and I was not at all aware of it. For some reason, I didn't find it on their website when I had searched 2 weeks back. So and they sent the video, how to install it, the size, dimension. They were like pretty open on the communication front on the WhatsApp. So they sent it. The very first thing I realized is the mounting system was totally off. The way you mount that back to the carrier or the backrest, it was something totally off. So I just told them if I can suggest them something. This conversation happened 2 days back. So they told like, yeah, please do let us know your feedback. We'll be happy to incorporate. So in fact, like today afternoon, or rather post lunch, I spent about like half an hour taking one empty or used up tissue roll, and I drew certain things on it, and where the mounting harness should be, how the mounting harness should be, where to bring in D-rings, where to bring in Velcro and all those stuff. I literally drew it on a tissue paper roll, empty tissue paper roll, and I just kept it on my table, kept my mobile phone on a holder on a mini tripod. I recorded what is my expectation of the mounting system. The back dimension, everything is fine, no complaints about it, but the way it gets mounted on a bike, I just wanted to make it more versatile and more easy to do. So I just recorded the video, and that ended up being like a 12-minute video. So I recorded that and I shared it to them, and apparently they were very happy about my feedback, and they sent it to the design team. The first batch what they launched, it's already over. They had done their own research and they had spoken to a few other biking community guys about this, but they told like they're open for suggestions like what I have given. So they sent it to the design team. That's what I heard a while back, that this video has been sent to the design team and they are trying to see if it makes sense or it is worthwhile to incorporate this, or like they want to continue with whatever they currently have. So they're making the next batch, I think next week. So by that time I'll get to know what is their opinion about it. But even otherwise, I'm okay with buying their existing bag. So that's one thing I did. Like I like this. Like if I get an idea, I want to share it with teams so that they can incorporate it and they can make it better. I've done that in past. I mean, off late I've been doing a lot. Like recently, another company who is also into bike bags apparently, but I use one of their Thai bags. So okay, this is a company which is right here in Bangalore and quite close to my place as well. I picked up their Thai bag, and recently I picked up their mask. So they have a very high quality face mask that they have done now. So I had picked that up, and while I was going through all this ordering process, and I managed to get hold of one person who's into mainly that sales and marketing team from that. So I reached out to him and I was like, what is my experience of using their website? Like their website was like, for the type of company they are, the type of visibility that they are getting, and the quality of bags that they do, or the quality of products that they do, their website was very sloppy and it was very slow loading, and the experience was like UX was terrible. Okay, and I just told him all the things like what I felt bad about it, and even that person was like so happy that somebody came and told that some point. Like many times what happens, like you see a website, something like this happen, you just close it and you come off. Okay, you may order the same product from some other site if it is available, or you might go for the competitor company. But here I had ordered already, but I see that this experience is terrible. So I just told him, and he was very happy that this feedback was given. And that's exactly what is required in this whole community thing. Like you have to, if you can, I'm telling you, with whatever problem, like be it an interpersonal communication, be it regarding a product that you might be using or whatever, if you have a feedback to share to a person regarding something, go ahead and share it, good or bad. Like end of the day, it's all depends on the other person whether they're ready to accept or not. Quite often than not, it need not be that everyone accepts criticism. Okay, usually when we say feedback, right, it ends up being a negative feedback. Nobody goes and gives positive feedback ever. Very rarely, at least like I don't think so we Indians ever do it. But when it comes to negative, like see, be it for the website, it was negative feedback, but my suggestion was to like I gave the suggestion to improve it. Now regarding this bag, it's not really like, it's kind of negative feedback about the hardness which I didn't like, so I'm giving them constructive feedback about how they can improve it. So go and tell them. So in past it has happened, like I was talking to one of my reportee, and after I gave all the feedback, the person actually just like lost the mind and started fuming back at me, telling that all the time everyone has to say negative about me, nobody talks about my positive and all. I just feel it's not about not talking about positive. Everyone knows what is a positive, nobody wants to highlight the positive, but the thing is like these tiny small negatives, if you can fix it up, then it makes a lot of difference. Okay, just imagine if you have like 8 positives and 2 negatives, if there is a way to tell these two negatives, and if you can fix it, just imagine having facing the world with 10 positives. It's so nice, but many may not accept it. That's fine, I think it's pretty natural. And even I have read and heard, and I like even some of the recent trainings that I've attended, they told like there are different ways of people being adaptive or acceptive about feedback and all. Anyway, keeping that aside, what I wanted to emphasize here is that if you see something, if you feel wherein a feedback can make a difference, in a way something works, in a way certain product is designed, in a way some person is responding or behaving, go ahead and tell it. Try to tell it in a subtle way. Okay, if they're ready to accept it, if they're very open, explain them in detail, or else let's like slightly walk away from there. Don't try to be over pushy or over pressurizing on them regarding this is what you are, this is what you're doing, this is horrible. Don't do like that, but just whenever and however possible, go ahead and do it. That's what I wanted to tell. So those are the two things that I did. One is this whole app related documentation work, and this thing about feedback to this company about a bag design. That's what kept me busy today. So thank you so much for listening. Hope you got something new and informative from me, from what I did today. Even otherwise, don't worry, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll see what else is there to talk about in our life, because this is the new normal. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.